get out and play together. We almost had 7 guys in double figures. So offensively, it wasn't a big focal point for us. We kept it pretty vanilla with what we were doing. We got a couple big games coming up Friday and Monday. Actually, looking forward. It's 5 games in 9 nights starting Friday. So it's a little bit of an NBA schedule, and it was good that everybody got a chance to play. Some of the new guys got a chance to score, and it was good. It was good for us to get in an environment where we weren't beating up on each other, and we can start identifying, and our scouting, watching film can become easier now instead of having to watch both sides of the ball. So breaking some things down, but it's the first step. They start counting a week from tomorrow. So here we go.
Were you just kind of trying to throw guys out there in different arrangements, see what works, and are you still trying to evaluate what kind of lineups you want to use when they really hit the floor?
Yeah, no, part of the rotation. It's that time where we're trying to sort some things out. Nothing's set in stone with this team. There's going to be some carrots dangled in front of people for having good weeks of practice. I know how important starting is for players because I played, and it seems like it's a special thing. But we just need to have a sense of urgency with the 5 guys. I think we've got a deep team, and whichever 5 are out there representing us at any given time, it's very much going to be a unit thing and not an individual thing. So figuring out who complements each other, I think, is part of my job right now, to figure out who plays together the best from the scrimmage that we had, 2 scrimmages, and then tonight. Hopefully we can start identifying, and without going against other opponents, that's sometimes hard to do in practice, to figure out you're always switching guys around, and but we're starting to get a sense for it.
What you have in Jakob, I guess, but who else impressed you in the post, or thought you made a difference? You made a difference going in there.
Well, there wasn't a lot of post play. Jakob did some work early, I thought, with some of his catches. We got him going, and then didn't really look at him a whole lot after that. So, I was happy with the fact we were aggressive, trying to get to the basket, getting to the foul line. So, there's ways to put heat on a defense without having the post presence. You can do it via pass. You can do it bouncing the ball. So I think we collapsed their D, and I'm pleased with the guys passing. It's a little bit the way we've been playing. Guys are unselfish and looking out for each other. So.
What do you see out of Lorenzo and Gabe tonight?
Well, it's still, they're on a pretty steep learning curve, and the one thing I was thinking about in reference maybe to your question, Kyle, is mixing those guys in with some of the veteran guys that we have, rather than having them on the floor at the same time. Let Lorenzo play with a unit of guys that have a lot of minutes, and then bring Gabe in so that they're not still trying to sort things out, but they're making progress. The sense of urgency is big, and so we've had a little bit of a gap between those guys and the rest of the guys that are back, an understanding for how hard you have to play and how demanding it is on every possession on both sides of the ball. It's not unusual for junior college players to it be a little bit of a wake-up call for them at the next level, and actually I think they're ahead of schedule. A lot of times the joke is you don't have junior college guys until about Christmas, until about the time they start figuring out how hard that is. But I think maybe we got to jump on that in the summer, and we're going to need those guys as well as other guys, but they need to come along faster.
Between the A&M scrimmage and this game, do you feel like you're where you want to be, and for the games to start counting? Or you?
No, I think there's some areas that we're going to have a big focal point this next week that we have to shore up. The dog days I think are kind of over. I think mentally, when you can get through this first 5 weeks of practice, and for the most part, Kenneth and Brandon Miller haven't been able to go a whole lot. But you read around the country, there's an awful lot of major injuries taking place, and it's a grind. Number one, I think the kids are playing too much all year round, but this 5 weeks is demanding. So I think getting to this point, kind of getting, the first jitters out of the way, the first crowd, it's going to be pretty intense, I think, on Saturday and Monday of next week, and we're gonna maybe become a little bit more efficient in practice, go shorter, but be able to really hit some things. There's been so much teaching up to this point, so it's gonna take on a little different light, but I don't feel like we're ready for, what lies ahead here.
Obviously, an exhibition, but do you see, Kyle Kuzma having a double-double? Have you seen him sort of progress to the point where you think he might take a leap this season?
I can't really predict what guys are going to do. I hope there's a lot of guys that take a leap, and do some things. I also think, the strength of our team might be some of the depth and having some different guys that can have nights. I just mentioned with those 5 games coming up here in 9 nights, we're not going to do it with 2 or 3 guys. It's going to take everybody effort. We're going to have to put, production on a stat sheet in the form of rebounds and points and whatever it might take. Again, we're going to hang our hat on the defense. But Kyle's been doing a nice job. He's one of our better rebounders. He's got some size. I think that's his strength right now for us, is he's got to go in and get some hands on balls and help us rebounding. That might be an area. And collectively, that's what I shared with our team. I think we're going to have to really have a defensive focus with a lot of concentration on rebounding and putting bodies on guys, because maybe we are a little bit undersized.